CZ, Elon Musk, Cam and Tyler Winklevoss, Michael Saylor, Kathy Woods, Brian Armstrong. We found out Mashinsky lied, Chucky Munger finally died. Everybody's stacking sats, laser eyes and diamond hands. Jerome Powell, Justin Sun, BitBoys, Lamborghini's gone. Coinbase, Uniswap, Andreas Antonopoulos, Chamath, Palahapatia, central banks, dirty fiat, BlackRock, ETF, SBF didn't kill himself. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning. The world was turning. We didn't start the fire. Though we didn't light it, we tried to fight it. Ethereum, Solana, Bob, Ada, Polkadot, Anatoly Yakovenko, Sergey Nazarov. Polygon, Filecoin, Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, XRP, BNB, Tether, and USDC. Ran from Crypto Banter, James at Invest, Answers, Altcoin, Daily Twins, Love Vitalik, Buterin, BlockFi, Celsius, Voyager, and FTX 30, Gary Gensler. I can't take it anymore. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world was turning. We didn't start the fire. Though we didn't light it, we tried to fight it. Here's the high part in the morning. Max Kaiser, Stacey Hebert, Joe Rogan, Lex Freeman, we are all George moving to El Salvador. Alex Jones, Andrew Tate, the Matrix tried to confiscate the flippening, the happening, the miners are capitulating. Zero Hedge, Plan B, Bobby F. Kennedy, SEC, KYC, goodbye anonymity. Guy from Coin Bureau, Anthony Pompliano, Sam Alman, Altcoin, Digital ID Time, Klaus Schwab, George Soros, World Economic Forum, Woke Insanity, the Biden crime family. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world was turning. No, we didn't start the fire. Though we didn't light it, we tried to fight it. It's funny because that song, let's get one of the sweet reverb here. That song, when you listen to it on the backdrop of Bitcoin, it makes a lot of sense. You know, like this is, we didn't start this fire, we didn't light it, we tried to fight it. Well, that's what we're essentially doing here. We're fighting this fire the only way you can, and it's by defunding those who have, you know, let's just call it perform poorly. Because as you know, we are under a certain attack by certain people. And it's almost like when you think of certain channels, it's almost an inevitability if the screws get tightened. You know, there's a lot of creators that could, including myself, that could go along those same lines. So, you know, you do your best to protect yourself. But can you imagine, like, this channel, a brief synopsis of this channel, and this is indicative of almost every creator I know, unless you're like some, you know, supermodel who just talks and has 10 million followers. That is something that's called pretty privilege. It's really the only privilege on earth, pretty privilege. If you're a normal Joe like myself battling it out in the digital gulag, there's the arc and the work that goes in to just have someone go click and shut you off is unreal, and it really got me thinking about stuff. I was Tim did a Spaces yesterday that I was kind of reiterated this fact that we're all just renters on this platform. We just rent our channel. And at any time, the centralized landlord can yoink the keys out of our hands and say, yeah, you know what, we're doing something different here. We're doing that. We don't really like what you're doing. We're doing something different. And then it's all over. But this channel started out with me doing piano streams during the flu season to like 2 people, maybe, sometimes 0 people. And, you know, I just looked at it as practicing, really. This was before I started doing the TA videos. It was just me practicing, and that's where the delusion comes in. Because imagine playing for 2 or 3 hours to 1 or 2 people. You know, in your mind, you gotta say to yourself, things will grow. Things will grow. Just do it. Things didn't grow. For a good couple of years, it just sat. It just sat there doing nothing. You know, sometimes I'd have 6 viewers. And then I'd be like, yes, we 6x'd. The people that would view it back in the day were like Sarah Sessman and her husband. And of course, my mom would be there in the lurking. So that's where the three people were viewing. And then it just grew and grew and grew and grew. And then it hits plateaus where, you know, it doesn't grow, and then it, you know, it's just like the Bitcoin price. You know, we consolidate at levels, and then we have a leg up, and then there's, you know, a bear market, and we kind of peter down, and then we consolidate again. Everything is just Fibonacci's when you come down to it. You know, this channel's growth is Fibonacci's. You know, if we have a spike for a month, I'm like, next month's not going to be so good. You know, unless we're in some sort of parabolic rise that happens to channels. I don't know when or why or how it happens, but it does. I've seen it happen. So to have all that work, to put it so, the crypto, this TA channel itself got has been for 2 years. It seems like a lot longer. Maybe it's 3. Maybe we're embarking on our 3rd. I could be wrong on that. The year with BitBoy, I'm not including. I'm just on my own here. I think it's 2, which, God, it seems like a lot longer. And before that was just the piano stream to nobody, right? And now when we now on the piano stream, I think on YouTube we've maxed out around 60 or 70, and then there's maybe like 30 on Twitter. So it's basically 100. But you have to understand, in my mind, that's 100x, because we started at 1. Remember, you always got to remember where you started from. So all the talk about people's, you know, life work getting shut off. I went, you know what? That's it. I'm gonna join the Nostr, the gang. And I was surprised when I went there, I was like, holy, I made one of these already. So a year ago, something must have happened a year ago, because my first post, because here's what I did. I go, first post on Nostr, LFG. And then I posted it, and then I went to whatever it is, your profile, and I see a couple other posts. I'm like, oh, I've been here already. How bizarre is that? Maybe we'll get Duke to help smash these likes. Usually Duke. I can expect maybe a few people to smash the likes for Duke. There he is. Yeah. Have you smashed the likes yet? Smashed the likes? Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, 44, 141, 45 likes. It's just something we forget to do. We forget to smash the likes. I forget to smash the likes all the time. For channels that I like, some videos I love, I forget to smash the likes. Anyway, so I currently have 0 followers on Nostr. So if you go into the description and copy my NPub, public key, you could be the very first pianomattyb follower. And I will we'll talk about it tomorrow, who becomes the very first follower. I hope I get it right. Anyway, I don't really know what I'm doing there. I'm like a stranger in a strange land. You know, it's like when you were learning certain computer programs. You're like, how does Photoshop work? I'm like, I hate this. I don't know where anything is. right? And then that's what I feel like with Nostr, because it doesn't flow as you might say with, say, Facebook or Instagram. It's very dummy friendly. Like, I know this, I love it, right? It's a little harder and a little more clunky, and they don't do lives for one thing, so that's important. I think that's the big takeaway. But, you know, like I said on my post on Twitter today, you got to vote with your feet. And it would be nice. I tell you one thing. I'm not going to say it, actually. Let's have, speaking of Duke.
Give me a beat.
Not bad for a week. That's a week of 10 minutes a day. So I make him practice 10 minutes a day. Like I said, I'm the biggest proponent of the 10-minute anything, 10-minute workout, 10-minute drum. Learn the drums in 10 minutes. And believe me, when he started, it was tears, you know, tears. I hate the drums. I'll never play the drums again. And then you just, okay, 10 minutes is up. It was all tears. And the next day we try again, 10 minutes, and all of a sudden certain things click. But the syncopated kick, boots, cats, that's really tough because it's a lot easier to go, four on the floor, boots, cats, boots, cats, boots, cat. That's your most natural body doing everything at the same time. But once you start syncopating, boots, cats, cats, that's where everything falls apart. Anyway, you got it, and that's a testament to the 10-minute workout, or no, the 10-minute practice. So after that, right now it's tears on the guitar. So he's learning the guitar as well. And the D chord. Now here's a funny thing. And any guitar player out there will love this story. If you don't play guitar, you're probably like, what? I thought this was a technical analysis channel. Isn't this a Bitcoin channel? Anyway, the D chord is like this. If you were to make a hand like this, and you were just to bring it onto the fretboard, your natural holding pattern is the D chord. But then when we try to play the D chord, we get rigid and it hurts. But the D chord is, I could trip, like, whoa, boom, and I would land in the D chord. But that's just because I know I've played the guitar for so long. So it's tears on the D. I'll never play the guitar. I hate the guitar. But I know. Okay, we're done for the 10 minutes. 10 minutes tomorrow. We'll do it again. And sure enough, he's slowly getting it. He's slowly getting the D chord. And once you get the D chord, that's really, besides the F chord now, any guitar player knows the F chord is kind of the final boss on the chords, because you got to spread your fingies out a little more. And so with his hand size, he probably won't get the D chord. But like I said, if you practice everything for 10 minutes a day, you're going to get good at it no matter what. I guarantee it. So anyone who says they can't do anything, it depends. I always ask them, well, do you have 10 minutes a day? Oh, yeah, of course I have 10 minutes a day. Well, then you can do anything. You can literally do anything with 10 minutes a day. And how easy is 10 minutes a day? I mean, if you don't have 10 minutes a day to do something, there's something wrong. You got to reevaluate your life. You're not doing something right if you don't have 10 minutes allotted for anything. Now, here's the beauty of it. How many 10 minutes can you do? So Duke's drums, guitar, piano, he does a little more than 10 minutes because he's hit the matrix of piano, which means he enters the meditative zone of being a musician, and then his like 4D imagination starts running, so it takes him longer. He gets into it. Same with the drums now. He enters the musical matrix, and he's like on his own, like because I usually hear it from upstairs, and he plays for a longer time. But it all started with 10 minutes. That's the key here. Before you know how to do something, 10 minutes is the longest 10 minutes of your life, and there's tears, and you don't want to do it, and you never want to play the flow state. That's right, Sneaky Pete. He hits the flow state now on certain things. And if you just stick with a 10-minute practice, no matter what, you're going to get to that flow state. Pablo from Bull Bitcoin says, my latest visit to Nashville inspired me to pick up the guitar again, 10 minutes a day. Yeah. And here's the thing, Pablo. If you did play guitar before and you like took a break or whatever, 10 minutes is nothing. You know, you'll probably play for 45 minutes. That's the evolution of this kind of anything you learn. The better you get at it, the longer you practice, right? It's hard to practice at something that you're not good at, but if you do it 10 minutes a day, you will get better at it. I guarantee it. And you start playing all those songs. Like, it's guitar to me is amazing because it's been so long since I've played the guitar. Like, as you may or may not know, when I went from Blackout City Kids, which was with Scotty J, we talked about this on the piano stream with Wrong Turn. I immediately was a bass player in a wedding party band, and I don't play the bass. I don't have the personality of a bass player, and if you are in bands, you understand that. But I could get into my singer personality could morph into a bass player of it. But anyway, so there was years that I played the bass and never played the guitar. And then I started playing piano, and then I never played the bass, and I never played guitar. So I haven't played the guitar seriously for 20 years. But should I go all in on Sundog? I don't know what Sundog is. But I'll never forget the guitar. I'll always play it. So let's say you go, you know what, there's this lunatic on Squeaky Me, if you know. Yeah, I guarantee it. I do guarantee it. I will give you your money back if you don't start practicing something for 10 minutes and get decent at it. I absolutely guarantee it. Joe Suchak, Blackout City Kids is awesome. It was a fun band. It was a party band, and that was in my party days. And man, we partied. We were known as, like, people hired us because they like to hang out with us. We were the most interesting men in the room because they were like, we would get these gigs by corporate event people, the driest of dry people you could ever imagine. So when we came and played and partied, so you got to remember the guy I played with was 6'6" and a giant man with a big mustache, and he was a stunt man and he was in movies. So we started talking with these dry corporate events, and it was like crowds of people around us. We're just telling stories about our, what happened. So we would just, once we stopped partying, the gigs kind of dried up too, because we were like, instead of playing and then drinking everyone under the table after we were done, we would play, say, I got to go to the bathroom, and get the F out of there. And we would end up in our hotel room watching bar rescue marathons on Spike TV. So that's when you can see maybe we weren't as good as we thought. We were just great partiers. Anyway, that's the way that planned out. This has been a little bit of a weird stream. There was no video today because, this is what I'll have to say about this. I guess right here, more bulls, more buyers came into the market. And then right around here, they said, this is a bull run. Who's with me? And they looked back and realized they were the only ones there. Oh, there's no more bulls. So like, oh, well, we'll just wait here, I suppose. We'll wait here for more bulls. Is any bulls with us? No. And that's when the bears came in and it came down. But here's the interesting part. If you follow some metrics, and believe me, I think everybody lies to me. It's just the way I go about life. It keeps me insulated and protected from certain narratives. Right here, there was an announcement that BlackRock bought who knows, a couple $100 million worth of Bitcoin. So as the price went down, there's only one logical explanation. According to exchanges, no matter how many hundreds of millions came in, let's call it $250 million came in from ETFs. All right, it could have been more, who knows. I guess $255 million worth of shorts came in, because that's how the market works. If there's more bulls than bears, the price goes up. If there's more bears than bulls, the price goes down. Now, this is what we're led to believe. And you know me, I don't believe anything. And I do believe in an A book and a B book. And I do believe that's highly manipulated. And they're stop hunters and everything. So when I hear inflows are unreal, okay. All right, great. I'm happy for the sentiment that there is money coming in. However, as a long-term investor and hodler, see this line? It just goes up, right? It just goes up. And in between the higher highs and the higher lows, you will get bingo, bango, bongo amongst Fibonacci's. That's just the way it goes. Sneaky Pete vaporizers. He's a Canadian. That's why he says Mattyb for Prime Minister. Wouldn't that be a thing? Could you imagine what I'd immediately do? Thank you very much for the super chat, Sneaky Pete. And now, being a Canadian, Sneaky Pete, we have an advantage over everyone in this world, and that's bull Bitcoin. I don't know if you've done your deep dive on it, Sneaky Pete, but check out the website. Do it. I'm in the midst of paying all my bills. I'm just setting it up now. Can you imagine that? In about 2 months, I will send dirty fiat to bull Bitcoin and pay the bills, and I'm almost out of the banking system. Almost. Now, if bull Bitcoin can accept some sort of direct deposit, who knows? Then I'm out. And that's the most unbelievable thing about bull Bitcoin. So if you're Canadian, check it out. I think I do have a link. You get $20 or $15 or something like that, just for getting in. And now you're not trading. You're not trading. You're buying Bitcoin, right? There's a big difference. It's not an affiliate for an exchange where I become my own Ponzi. So what happens with the exchange affiliates is that when you trade, and eventually lose, let's just say majority of the time, I'm like a little bit of an exchange, and I get some win or lose. I'm like a financial advisor of sorts. So no matter what I get you in, I take some points off it. So this isn't that. This is just you buy your Bitcoin. It goes right to, this is the way I'm kind of shocked that, more exchanges don't behave like bull Bitcoin, because when I buy a Bitcoin on it, it goes right to my cold storage. So like the middleman I'm cutting out is unbelievable. The amount of people taking their little pound of flesh just to get it from my horrible bank, hi Duke, onto an exchange and then onto the cold wallet. There's people grabbing it it's thousands of dollars from the get-go. This, you just buy it at bull Bitcoin, boom, into your cold storage. How great is that? The security of it too is amazing, because you don't have to, every time you send something, I'm just like, it's gonna go through. It's gonna go through. Is it gonna go through? What's taking so long? Why hasn't it gone through? I can't take it. I need to see it in my cold wallet. How come it's not gone through? I need it to go through. Hurry up. I'm biting my nails. Oh, now that's not true. I would never bite my nails. That's a disgusting habit. I know. I see people do it. I'm like, you know where your hands have been, right? They've been, you basically, sometimes Duke will get nervous and he'll start like putting his fingers at jujitsu. And I'm like, Duke, you got to remember that instead of, biting your nails in jiu-jitsu on the mat, you might as well just go to the toilet, start licking it. Start licking it. You might as well just start licking it. Holy smokes, Steve B. You can do direct deposit to Bull Bitcoin? That may be a game changer. Now, the only problem with that is that the way I bring in dirty fiat money, it's a little complicated. But that's okay. That's okay. We don't have to go down there. Cresp Roland, the Bitcoin going directly into your cold wallet is a nice feature. Now, when I'm all amazed at that, maybe there are other exchanges that do that, but however, the ones I were using never did that. Basically, they want it on their exchange because guess what? It's theirs. Yeah, you have an entitlement to it. You can move it, but as long as it's on there, it's theirs. Something goes wrong, it's theirs. If they go to jail, it's theirs. Right? With Bull Bitcoin's non-custodial, like they just do it for you. It's unbelievable. Kraken still charges me to withdraw my Bitcoin. Everyone will take some sort of fee to do the exchanges. However, check out Bull Bitcoin's fees. It'll be an eye opener for you. I guarantee it. Satoshi wouldn't want to transfer to fiat. Most people don't, but you have to pay your bills in fiat, lasers, unless your cell carrier accepts Satoshis. One day. I mean, and I don't think that day's too far away, to tell you the truth. Scotty Mo, Matt, do you use a Ledger wallet or something new? I still use the Ledger, and I don't use it with a lot of confidence because, what do we say as Bitcoiners? Don't trust, verify. So the tech is out of my intellectual walled garden. I don't know how it works. I trust it does what it says. I trust that it is what it is, but I don't know. I'm always trying to learn what is the next best thing because it's not the worst thing to have a couple of those wallets. You keep a little bit on your Ledger, and you have a couple other maybe different brands. However, it gets a little dicey remembering all these seed phrases, right? I got them spread out all over the Manitoba, essentially. When push comes to shove, it's like a day's work to get these things together. So, Cresp Roland, I'm working on the next best thing. He says he uses Ledger Nano S Plus. It is secure. Just don't roll in that stupid program they offer to custody your keys. Yeah, that kind of came and went. I don't know, but at the same time, I haven't updated my Ledger because I'm afraid that it's somehow in like the back door. It's like, oh, well, you agreed to update it, and now this and that changed. So, that's what I mean, Scotty Mo. You can only do so much before it's intellectually out of your hand and it's out of my skill set. Wick's wife, 9 more likes to 100. I wonder, are people on the feed right now that haven't liked it just out of forgetfulness? I get it, and I don't disparage you. Pablo, Ledger on Sparrow is a good halfway house. That's a good way of putting it. Yes. Retro Mike Tech, you put trust in any cold wallet, Ledger, Trezor, One Key, still the top options for security. Yes, it is. To my best intellectual ability, it is. However, I'm still trusting, and that's the problem, Retro Mike Tech. I would love to be a little more savvy there and know the inner workings of it. So I slept better at the night. But here's the thing. What if, let's say, Ledger went down? And it was like, it turns out that they weren't this or that. I would be like this. Yeah. I kind of always thought so. So it's hard. It's always a struggle. Wick, I bought my Ledger for $5 on some third party. Yeah. I would advise against this. I bought my ledger for $5 on some third-party seller on Amazon. Seems legit. Yeah, I did too. It didn't have shrink wrap, which is, I mean, it's plastic, right? And I almost appreciate the fact that they weren't wasting plastic. I mean, don't shrink wrap it if you don't have to. It didn't come shrink wrapped. Some people say that's a red flag. I don't. I say that they're environmentally friendly without the shrink wrap. Thank you for not polluting it, because it's those little things. You know, it's not China or India. You know, they have nothing to do with the global pollution. It's the plastic on these things I get from Amazon. Yeah, Jimmy Coco's, it was super glued back together. Yeah, they glued it back together, so I felt safe, you know. Here's an interesting one. Retro Mike Tech says, how come that didn't pop up? There it is. Oh, jumped the gun. It's moving a little slow. pianomattyb, some friends of mine do hardware wallet audits. I can connect you if you're curious. They test them apart and do thorough audits of the security and circuitry. Now I'm going to try to say that 5 times. Security and circuitry, security and circuitry, security and circuitry, security and circuitry, security and circuitry. I did it. Wow. It was because I sang the song. It kind of got the juices flowing. Well, again, I think that's a great idea, but I would probably send them an empty one. I don't know. I don't really know the ins and outs of it. Snaky Pete Faberizers, they made me send me in a key phrase to confirm it was accurate. Super helpful. Yeah, well, that does sound super helpful. Imagine that. I mean, you need people to have your seed phrase, or what if you forget it, Snaky Pete? You gotta, every time I get asked for us to put my seed phrase in more secure, of course, yeah. You have to do that. These are all the mistakes. Listen, we're making jokes about this because we're a little more sophisticated after being in here for a cycle or two. Lasers, I trust the hot wallet more. I wouldn't trust a hot wallet, actually. I say get off the internet is better, and then once it's off the internet, you have your own paranoia, and paranoia is good when it comes to your security. You should always have paranoia. It's not a bad thing. If you don't have paranoia, I don't know. Life may be a little bit too easy. Anyway, my friends, we haven't even. Yeah, did we look at it? We looked at it. Yeah, see, nothing happened. We're just. I guess there's more bears in the market. So I was gonna say, well, we'll make a video tomorrow when it hits my 61.6, where I thought it would, because we bumped. This is why I'm not bullish yet, because we're just bingo bango bongoing in between support and resistance. That's what a consolidating market doesn't do anything fancy. We have a couple legs up, but look at this, when you zoom out so this is the 4-hour chart, right? It's like, oh, we're down. Oh, this market sucks, right? We go to the daily. Well, doesn't look as down as it was. However, when you really zoom out, what am I doing here? I'm on the wrong. When you really zoom out, nothing's changed since we got here on February 24th. Yeah, we had some ups and downs and higher highs, and we've just really been consolidating ever since. That's it. We're now under the 200 again. So, I mean, being under the 200 moving average is a little bit wacky for a bull market, but not that wacky when you zoom out and realize that we're just been treading water basically for 6 months, right? So that we're going to catch the 200 is going to catch up, and then we're going to explode out and 200 will be up. But, that's like I said yesterday's video. If you're under on the 4-hour chart, if you're under any of the moving averages, it's essentially in a bearish leg down. On the daily, if you're underneath the 200 moving average in a bear market, so let's go 12 months out here, and we're now in what could be the end of the bull market, and everyone's in denial, and everyone's like, no, this time it's different. We're going to go. We haven't hit the moon yet, and we're still going to go. And then we start having some massive crashes, and people are still in denial. And once we go below that 200, let that be your beacon of bear market, in a year and a half from now, because we're going to get above the 200 moving average, and we're going to forget it's even there. And then slowly, the 200 moving average is going to come up as we curl down in price. And once that is, please, that's it. Now you're waiting for the bottom again. And that's it. It's as easy as that, right? So on this on this daily chart, 200 moving average underneath it, it's a good buy position. It's always a good buy position. Where did I buy it? Back here underneath. This is when we first started. This was the first time we went underneath the 200 moving average since we, got out of February 24th or whatever. This was a little chomp I made. Should have made another one here, but we were out at the lake. This is Victoria Beach days. And now we're under it again. So it's a nice place to take a nibble if you need more nibbles. That's it. And until we're above this resistance line at 68.4, unfortunately, my friends, we're just mincing words in the market chop suey. That's it. Nothing exciting. And believe me, when we get a pump up here, which we will, it'll be exciting. But make no mistake, unless we close above here, we'll probably get rejected down again. Now, when we look at the weekly chart, this seems legit. We got rejected from resistance. Now we come back to look at the confluence here. This is our channel of descension that we've been basically following and breaking through, hitting our heads up on it. Look at these 2 wicks on it. But it's also 38.2% fib, 61.3. So the confluence, 61.3. I said 61.6 on the 4-hour chart. Makes sense in a bingo bongo chop suey just to bounce off of it for the weekly close. And you can almost expect a red candle after this epic pump here. So I wouldn't be surprised if, by the week's end, 61.6-ish comes into play. Who knows? More interesting is the monthly chart. Where's my cursor? Jeez, completely lost it. Here's the monthly chart. Now, if you see my squiggle here, we have broken outside of it, but we are trying to tuck in. Look at these lower wicks. Who cares about wicks, right? There's nothing you need to know about wicks except for that which once wicked will get candlesticked. Oh, the angelic voices of the children's choir of Enchanted Wicks. Yeah, I'd be very surprised. I do have my 43K on this monthly chart, but it's just based on this chart, based on this month, the monthly chart. So now to close green, it would be an epic close if you really think about it. Starting, I think it was October 2nd or 3rd, we had the massive crunch down. That was epic, 49.4. Now to recover all the way back and tuck into my triangle of, forget what I call it, triangle of neutrality, this symmetrical triangle, would be pretty epic. And that we would have to be at this point, 63.5. That's nothing. 63.5 to not close green, but to tuck in to this triangle of neutrality. And bear in mind, I made this triangle. It means nothing. It is just, a pattern that we draw in. However, if you've been on this channel long enough, these doodles are quite telling sometimes. Not financial advice, of course. But maybe this. Wouldn't it be something if we started going up there? This cup and handle, right? Mother of all cup and handles. This is the mother of all cup and handles. Plays out to what? 129. You can't see that. 129K. And that's it. Now we're in a waiting pattern for 129K. Lasers, best doodles in the business. You know what? I should change my X description to best doodles in the business. That would actually be the best thing I could do. Unbelievable day, you guys. Make it the best. We're not guaranteed these days. For some people, this is the last day they get on earth. So make it the best and find something you want to do and do 10 minutes of it a day. And I guarantee it, you'll become amazing. You like and subscribe and share this video.